Three steps to launch a business and get it funded the first week that you actually launch the business. Yes, it's possible. I know a lot of people tell you that you can't get capital for a brand new business. That is inaccurate. There's actually a ton of ways to get capital, but you've got to follow this three-step system to actually be successful. Look, I've helped over 50,000 of our clients through this process. Many of them are startups, and I'm going to tell you along the way here about some things that don't work and the things you need to do that actually do work. And by the end of this training, well, you're going to know how you can actually start a business, launch the thing, and get funded the very first week you actually have the business. So let's get started right now. So step number one of this process is you have to basically set up the business, right? And you want to do this the right way. As a matter of fact, if you do this the right way, as I'm about to teach you, you actually have a big advantage over people that have had their businesses for months or many years, because a lot of people don't do it the right way. That's what gets them turned down when they're trying to get money. So they're convinced nobody will lend to them because they messed up step number one. So step number one is you need to set up a legitimate, credible business. Lenders, credit issuers want to give money to a business that looks and feels credible. If your business does not look or feel credible, well, then guess what? You're not going to get the money that you actually need. So here's how we're going to do it. First of all, you want to choose an entity type like a corporation or an LLC. Second, we want to get a real separate address for the business, preferably a real retail or commercial location, or if we don't need a location, then we're going to look at something called a virtual office, not a virtual address. We want to stay away from UPS and iPostal and all those cheap virtual addresses. Instead, we need a virtual office. Now, I prefer Alliance as my source for virtual offices. Basically, I can Google one of their addresses and it looks like I'm in a high-rise building in the middle of Tampa, Florida, for example. So you want to make sure that you come in and that you have a real business address, and a virtual office can work for that purpose. Get a phone number for your business, preferably toll-free. Set up a website for your business. It should reflect what you do. If you need help, go to profitlifter.com. Profit Lifter helps a lot of our clients set up their website, and they are ridiculously affordable. Plus, they can do sales funnels and all kinds of cool stuff for you as well. Set up a professional email address for your business. Don't use Gmail or AOL type email addresses. Go to your county. It's very cheap to do, and get a business license. Okay, a license any business can get. It's super cheap, and it goes a long way to getting you approved for credit funding. It gives you like an unfair industry advantage to be able to actually get approved. It's a little insight that most people don't even know about. So make sure that you actually get that, and have a business bank account set up as well. A lot of lenders may ask for a bank reference. You're not going to have that unless you have a business bank account. Now, if you've done so, you need to, of course, set up your entity with your Secretary of State. If you've done this, make sure that all of your business information is congruent and the same in all of those locations. Now, if you've done so, congrats, right? That wasn't too hard. And that literally is step one of the process. As a matter of fact, it may sound so easy that you disregard it. But here's the deal. 90% of established businesses that we talk to, if we look at their Secretary of State record, the data doesn't even match their application. They set up their entity, they make changes to their business, they forget about them, they go applying for credit funding, the Secretary of State data doesn't match, and then lenders deny them because of potential fraud concerns. Number one reason for loan denial. Let's keep you out of the denial bucket. If we come in here and do step number one properly, now you have a legitimate, reputable, credible business, not just for lenders and actual credit issuers, but also for prospective clients as well. Okay, so that brings me to number two on the list. Number two on the list is we have to be honest and think about what our business strengths are. There's three main ones lenders are going to want to see. One of them is cash flow. You don't have cash flow if you're starting a brand new business. Now, if you do have some cash flow and you have 6 months worth of cash flow, it opens up a whole slew of different funding options for you. So once your business grows and you've got about 6 months worth of cash flow, keep in mind PayPal, Square loans, Stripe loans, merchant cash advances, revenue lending, all this kind of financing becomes available. But if we're just launching a business, we probably don't have cash flow yet. So that means we need to look at one of the other two things that lenders look at to get money. One of the other two things is something called collateral. Okay. I call it the three C's. Cash flow and collateral is the second C. And collateral is basically where we're taking any asset that we have that we could actually pledge as collateral to get funded. It may be stocks and bonds. It may be 401k or IRA. Maybe we have equipment or inventory. Maybe we have commercial or residential real estate. Maybe we have a commercial or residential vehicle, for example. Maybe we even have cryptocurrency. Okay, if we have an asset that's worth money, or someone around us does, a family member, a friend, a potential investor, we can leverage our own assets as collateral or somebody else's assets as collateral. Here's the best part. These lenders that focus on collateral-based lending do not care about personal credit quality. It doesn't even matter. A lot of them lenders don't even look at personal credit. And they also don't look at cash flow or care there either. Okay, even if you have your customers pay you on terms, and you have account receivables or purchase orders or contracts, any of those kind of things can work as leverage, as collateral to be able to get you collateral-based financing. So that is that second C is collateral. What do you have that may be pledged as collateral? If you or somebody else has something, you can typically get low rate financing even with bad credit or credit doesn't matter and regardless of cash flow. Now the third C, cash flow, collateral, the third C is credit. And there's two different ways we can go here. One is consumer credit. One is commercial credit. Let's stop and go down the consumer road first. So if you have good consumer credit, there's a program called Credit Line Hybrid. You can go creditsuite.com/CLH. Now, these are actually business credit cards. It's credit card stacking, but it's called Credit Line Hybrid because you could take cash out of these cards at 0%. So it's like a hybrid of the benefits of a line and an actual credit card. So Credit Line Hybrid, you're able to get $50, $100, $150,000 even as a brand new business. As a matter of fact, in the decades I've been in the business funding industry, I've never seen any startup get as much money as they do with this program. It is the richest program when it comes to giving you the most amount of money to launch a business. On average, I see a startup get about $60,000 from this program. And ultimately how it works is they're going to look at your personal credit. It needs to be good, 680, 700 credit scores. If you have that, you have low inquiries and low utilization and some good established history on your credit report, you're probably going to get approved. Oftentimes you can get approved for 5 times as much as your highest credit limit. So that gives you an idea of how much you can get. Oh, and by the way, if your credit's horrible, that's okay. You can also use a personal guarantor. So maybe my credit's bad, I can still use my mom, my dad, family member, friend, potential investor. I can use their credit and still qualify. And a lot of these credit cards report to the business credit reporting agencies, so you're building business credit at the same time. Cash flow, credit, collateral. What is your strength? That strength will get you money. Now you might say, Ty, I don't have any of those. Well, that's when we go to the other side of the credit equation, which is business credit. Now, business credit can buy like 90% of whatever you need to buy in your business because you can get credit cards at like every major fuel station, every major retailer. So if you think about it, from Best Buy to Sam's Club to Home Depot and Lowe's to Costco to even Nordstrom and Macy's, even John Deere, right? Floors and Decor, IKEA, they all offer business credit cards. Amazon, Dell, HP, you get the idea. I mean, if you think about a retailer, they offer business credit without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check, with no revenue verification, with no collateral. It's money anybody can get. So what I like to say is if you don't have a strength, build a strength. And what I mean by that is that if you don't have cash flow credit or collateral, then build a business credit profile and use that as leverage for your business to fund itself to get money. If you need help along the way, we've got a great free guide on this topic at creditsuite.com/EIN. By the way, that guide's been downloaded over 1 million times. So needless to say, I think it's one of the most popular business credit building guide of all time. Okay, so that is how we figure out how to actually get money. Now, the third step of the equation here is we actually want to go in, now that we know our right funding source, and we actually want to move forward to actually get approved for that kind of financing. So now that we know, okay, my strength is that I've got stocks that are worth like, 40 grand. Well, great. Now we know we can go look at stocks or securities financing to find a lender that actually meets our criteria. And by the way, if we can help you along the way, we don't charge you a dime of money to help you. That doesn't mean that the lender doesn't charge you a rate or a fee, but we actually get you better terms than you'll get on your own because we do so much volume of lending every single month. So again, it doesn't cost you a dime. If we can help you, all you have to do is go to creditsuite.com. Well, actually, you can go to creditsuite.com/CLH, and that'll get you right to our funding team. Okay, so, or you can go on your own. Regardless of which path you choose, you've set up your business credibly, you've identified the kind of funding you can get. The third step is you just want to find the exact lender to apply for, and you really want to focus on a lender that really likes you, likes your industry, caters to the kind of business that you are. If you're a startup in the construction business, well, then you really want to find a lender that really likes startups in the construction business. And this is where, whether it be Credit Suite or another loan broker or another super broker like we are, can actually help you because, like we work with 1,000 lenders. So we know based on your industry and all these other variables, we'll be like, oh yeah, we know exactly where to go here. If you're not working with an expert like that, you have to do a little bit of due diligence and research, but you want to do it because some lenders will want to lend to your industry, some won't. Okay, it's the same in any industry. Restaurants are really high risk, for example. There's plenty of lenders that all they do is lend to restaurants, and most other lenders won't touch them, right? So if you go to if you're a restaurant, you go to the lender that won't touch restaurants, well, then you're going to get denied and think, well, Ty was full of crap. What he said didn't work because I applied and I didn't get approved. Yeah, you went to a lender that actually doesn't like your industry. So we want to go to lenders that really cater to the type of business we have. And there you literally have it. I mean, this is how we just started and launched a business and got it funded within 1 week. We followed this 3-step formula. We set up our business where we're credible. We were honest with ourselves and identified our strengths. And then we moved forward and found a lender that will lend us money based on our strengths. Now, if you want even more access to capital, grab our free guide at creditsuite.com/27. That's the number 27. And that gives you our guide on 27 killer ways to be able to get money to grow your business. Hey, by the way, if you got value from this training, make sure you like and subscribe to keep your eye out for our next training. We talk about more cool ways to get the money you need to start and grow your business.